What's up, YouTube? It's Rules for Rebels here, and today we are going to be talking about service arbitrage. A couple weeks back, I had made a video titled Start This Business with $0, and it was basically about service arbitrage. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the term retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is going over to Kmart or Walmart, finding an item that sells there for, say, $10, but that sells on eBay or Amazon for $20. You buy that item from Kmart, Walmart, you turn around, you resell it on eBay, Amazon, Shopify, etc., and you pocket that $10 margin. Well, you can do the same thing with service-based businesses, and I'll link to the video that I made in the description box below if you guys didn't catch it or if you want to rewatch it. But basically, the idea is you're going to go on Craigslist, you're going to find people who are looking for services. Hey, I'm looking for somebody to design a logo for my band. Hey, I'm looking for somebody to edit, this music video my band made. Hey, I'm looking for a logo for my e-commerce store. You're going to contact those people. You're going to be like, hey, dude, I'm a graphic designer. I'm whatever. I'm in your same city. I feel like I can help you with this design. I'm going to charge you $50. Or maybe they put out a price. My budget is $100. Okay, I can design 3 possible logos for you for $100. You can choose the best one. You then turn around, run over to FIVERR.com. You hire a graphic designer on Fiverr. A lot of graphic designers will offer like 3 different logos that you can choose from. Some will just do one, but shop around, find the one that you think is the best fit. When that person pays you the $100 for the logo, you turn around, you run over to FIVERR.com, you hire a designer, and you pocket whatever the difference is between the $5 you're paying the Fiverr seller and whatever you're managed to get out of that Craigslist buy or whatever. For those of you guys wondering, like, why doesn't somebody just go over to Fiverr themselves and do this? A couple of reasons. I guess not everybody knows about Fiverr.com. Some people think of Fiverr.com as being like cheap, poor quality work, which there is cheap, poor quality work on there, but if you know the right vendors to go to, you can get some great work done. Quite honestly, I've gotten better work done on Fiverr.com in terms of banners, logos, t-shirt designs, etc. for $5 as I've paid, upwards of $150 for to design companies or whatever else off of Fiverr. So it's really about finding the right person for the job, not, what you're going to pay for the job. But that's what service arbitrage is. Royce Brailes had an excellent question. I just thought I'd touch on this in this video. He asked, when you contact someone to offer your services, do you use an email template or a certain format to look more professional? I contacted someone on Craigslist to try to do a logo for them, but did not get a response back. Thanks for the vid, awesome contact. So Royce, first off, thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks for the kind words. And I think this is an excellent question. This, service arbitrage, it is a numbers game. I challenge everybody out there, go put an ad up on Craigslist and say like, I need a logo design for my website or whatever else. And I think you'll be overwhelmed with the response that you get. You'll probably wind up, within 6 hours, I would say you'll probably have anywhere from 20 to as many as 100 responses in your email. A lot of these are going to be from like Indian designers and designers out of the Philippines and things like that. There will be some professional design companies who mass spam out emails to everybody posting on Craigslist looking for jobs to get done. And you may also find some local freelancers and stuff trying to take on a job. So it is a numbers game. When people are getting that many emails, it's possible that they read 10 emails and they hire somebody before they even get down to yours. So one of the things is just constantly, every day check Craigslist and see who's hiring for jobs. If you're one of the first people to contact someone, you're that much more likely to get the job. So stay on top of it. If you want to reach out to people outside of your local area, there's a great site you can go to. It's called Search Craigslist. Actually, let me see what it is. Give me a second here. Okay, so just checked on it. You could go to your local Craigslist and just look around in the gig section. You can also go to a website like searchcraigslist.org, and that will search, all 50 states Craigslist, so you can try to start getting jobs outside of your immediate area. But I would start first locally in your own city, which brings me to another good point. I know we live in a global world. I know I can hire a guy from India to do some graphic design for me and everything. For some jobs, I like the idea of hiring somebody locally. More recently, I was looking for somebody to do some work on my e-commerce site. Yeah, there's a million companies out there who could do the work. I have used Indian companies in the past. The headache about that is, I'm having to stay up till 1 in the morning to get on a conference call because of the big time difference. They're coming into the office at about 1 in the morning. So that's when I got to do all my conference calls with them. That's when we do screencasts. That's when we, kind of manage whatever we're working on. The thing I like about using somebody local is I have the potential to sit down with them face to face. And even if I don't wind up sitting down with them face to face or having an in-person meeting, at the very least, I know that is a possibility. Now, my main e-commerce business, that's kind of my baby. You know what I mean? If that goes down, my income is comes to a halt. So it's very important to me. So I want to know that the person I'm hiring is competent to do the job. I kind of want to know what they're going to do before they do it. Last time I was looking to get some work done on my website, I was actually looking for somebody local. I wanted somebody who I could meet up with at Starbucks or at the library and sit down and show them my website. And also sometimes it can be hard to kind of communicate things over email. So I'd like to be able to sit down with someone and show them my site and be like, hey, did you see over here in the top right? Like, is it possible to get some kind of scrolling banner coming across the screen that stops here that tells people about my sale? Could I communicate that to somebody via email or over a screencast? I mean, sure I could, but I just like the idea sometimes of being able to sit down with somebody. I feel like a lot of people are the same way as me in that aspect. So I think you're going to have your highest conversion rates and your best luck dealing with people locally, though definitely, reach out to people outside your local area. In reference to what Roy said about using template emails, personally speaking, and I can't speak to everybody, but personally speaking, anytime I put out job ads, when I see a template email, I totally tune out because that person didn't take any time to understand my project. They're not speaking specifically to my project. That person has a form email that says, hey, my name is Jim. I'm an excellent graphic designer with 15 years experience. Here, you can see my portfolio. I'm comfortable in CSS, Liquid, Ruby on Rails, and PHP. I would love the opportunity to work on your project. The guy probably didn't even read my ad. He's literally just has some software that he's spamming everybody on Craigslist. On the flip side, let's say I'm going to get, I post an ad. I'm looking to get a logo design for my band, looking for somebody to help me out. If somebody were to message me and be like, hey, dude, I checked out your band's website. Really cool. I liked your guys' music. I definitely get the vibe and get the feel of, your band and your music. I feel like I could come up with a great logo that really kind of gets across to, what's the word I'm looking for? That really gets across to potential watchers, viewers, people who watch your band. I feel like I could put together a logo that really gets across the message of your band or the image of your band. If somebody, contacts me and tells me, hey, I actually took the time to check out your website. I get what your band does. I understand what you guys are about. And I feel like I can make a logo that communicates that to people. That's somebody that I want to hire. And also if they're local, even better. So I guess that would be my answer to that. I think there's probably a place for both template type emails as well as more personal emails. Maybe go through your local city, reach out to people on a more personal in a more personal way, actually check out their product, maybe give them a couple ideas. Hey, I think you have a very cool e-commerce site. Here's the type of logo I would do for you, and here's why. Or, hey, I checked out your e-commerce site. I noticed that you private label products. I would recommend keeping the logo fairly simple to like a line drawing. That way, if you want to put your logo on products down the line, it's going to be a lot simpler to do with like a simple line drawing and less colors than if we have a more detailed logo. So if you can kind of offer some value or give somebody some idea of what your idea is prior to even being hired for the gig, that's also going to make you more likely to get hired. So hope that helps you guys out. I don't know if any of you guys are trying out the service arbitrage thing. If so, feel free to drop some comments below in the comment section. Let myself and others know what's working for you, what's not working for you. What type of response rate are you getting? If you respond to 50 different potential job offers, what percentage of those jobs are you actually landing? And one other thing, Royce, don't be discouraged. If you reached out to one person, you didn't hear back from them, people really do get bombarded with emails. Some people never follow up, follow through and actually hire somebody for the project. They're just kind of testing the waters. So don't get discouraged. This definitely is a numbers game. I would say every day, hop on Craigslist. If you're willing to do any type of gig, check for all types of gigs. If you want to kind of limit yourself to like logo design or graphic design or web design, video editing, etc., pick one area to focus on. Find a good Fiverr designer and then reach out for those jobs. Or if you want to, kind of service every type of potential job out there that you can find on Fiverr, you can do that as well. One other thing I would recommend doing, even though technically it's not your portfolio, start saving the work of all the stuff that you do for people. If you do a band gig for somebody, save the image of that and maybe put together a website that's kind of a portfolio of the work you've put together for people. And that way, when you reach out to people, you can be like, hey, I see you're looking for a new logo for your band. Here's some logos that I've helped other people create. and you can show some different examples. And if they like what they see, they're that much more likely to hire you. So I thought Royce had a good question here, guys. I just wanted to kind of touch back on the service arbitrage business that we had talked about a few weeks back. Again, I'll link to the original video in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and look forward to catching you guys on the next video.